Welcome back, YouTubers, to another Q&A with us, the British Fist.
Gotcha.
I am Mr. Parkin wearing the same old shirt because I'm a lazy slop. But this guy sitting next to me, he dresses to impress. He looks like the fans. Hey, it's NJ.
What's up?
Indeed. Make sure you guys keep subscribing up above, like this video, and also get your thoughts and opinions and comments down in that comment section below.
Make sure you contact us in the link in the description box below.
Because you look like you're just about to steal something, NJ. Don't you dare steal my phone. Fuck you. Anyway, steal. You can have these sunglasses instead.
Oh, yeah.
You can have those. I don't really care.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, another Q&A then. Right. Make sure you keep giving us your questions, of course, through either Facebook, YouTube inbox, or commenting down in the comment section below. And also make sure you stay patient because, like I said in the previous video, we've got a load. You look like a guy from Men in Black, NJ. But we've got a lot of questions going on at the moment. So please be patient. If your question hasn't been answered in this Q&A, it will be answered in a future Q&A.
It will be indeed, so make sure you tune in to our Q&As, but be patient as we answer your question.
Yes, indeed. Let's get on to the first question then, NJ. Terminator NJ, whatever you want to call yourself now. Oh, NJ, it is NJ. Oh, right, NJ, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, Nathan Nerd Match, what a name. Do you think that Ziggler versus Foley will happen at WrestleMania 28? I don't think it will happen, but I would love it to.
Well, when it comes to Foley, he's a good guy at putting people over now,
Yes.
so I'm thinking the guys he's put over in the past, Ziggler would be a good person, because Ziggler's going up and down, up and down. So I think Foley could be a person to keep pushing him up to the next step.
You had Foley putting over Rock in 99, Triple H in 2000 made him a star. Thank God for that one, NJ. He made Edge into a star at WrestleMania 22. He made Randy Orton into a star at WrestleMania 20 and Backlash 2004. So, in my opinion, especially with that promo they had on Raw, which was really good, and we really did feel chemistry between the two, didn't we? So, a Ziggler versus Foley match, I would like to see at WrestleMania, especially because like I said, it could put Ziggler over and really get him onto that next level in terms of where he could be in the main event scene. Plus, if you have it in a hardcore match, you can really help his gimmick as well. A lot of people aren't really big fans of his character, but it could also help his character, like it did for Orton, Edge, and the rest.
That's true, because at the moment we're seeing the fact that there's going to be different people chasing the title and Ziggler's going to get moved out of it. So why not have him against Mick Foley at WrestleMania?
And it's a match I'd like to see. A hardcore legend versus Ziggler and the young guy getting put over.
Yeah, it's very true.
A big WrestleMania. It definitely has a WrestleMania feel to it, doesn't it? Ziggler versus Foley.
It's got a nice ring to it. I think it should happen.
JK Galaxy. Do you think Miz could be a huge face in the next few years?
No!
No, he's definitely a heel, this guy, isn't he? Because he is a natural heel, isn't he, this guy? He is a natural heel. I think he could... I think he's much better as a heel, definitely.
I will say this, there are some wrestlers that you look and think heel, and they do stupidly turn face, but with Miz, if they're doing it right, the way he is, he works better as a heel, yeah. But I'm hoping that he don't take the risk of turning face like every other wrestler.
Yeah, I hope that too. He's just a natural heel, so you have to keep this guy heel. Skillage Staz, great YouTube name. Do you think WWE are going to be making us UK fans pay for each WWE pay-per-view? I don't think they will, because I think they know that we need an incentive to stay up at 1 AM till 4 AM. And if we're going to have to pay for each one, they give us it for £15, which is much cheaper than the American ones. But they'll occasionally give us the filler pay-per-views like Elimination Chamber, Over the Limit, those kind of ones for free. And it's a nice incentive for us to stay up and watch it, isn't it? And stay up.
Yeah, if they make us pay, again, eventually, at first when it first happened, because it used to be on Sky Sports, people used to tune in and love it. And when they turned it to Sky Box Office, people were put off. I've been told people have been put off. They didn't like the idea. But WWE make their money from it. So I'm hoping they don't branch out and make it all to pay for. So I think they should keep the Sun for free. Yeah,
they should definitely keep some for free. It's just like I said, it's an incentive, especially in the UK where we have to stay up till, 4 in the morning when it's very tiring after a hard day's work. So to get some incentive by having a free pay-per-view, it definitely helps, doesn't it?
It does, because obviously when it comes to us having to step like Dan said, it does give us some satisfaction that we're not having to pay for every pay-per-view.
Exactly, which means it seems a bit more worth it at the end of the day.
It does indeed. Next
couple of questions come from Mr. Trick 1. Always sends us Q&A questions in. Number 1, do you think WWE should make a TV title as an undercard title? I don't think... as much as I would like to see an undercard title, I think they should just try and stick to booking what they have in terms of their mid-card.
Well, they got rid of the cruiserweight and they concentrated more on the Intercontinental and the US. And I'm thinking with that, again, they could have pretty much any wrestler going for those 2 belts. So I'm quite satisfied with what they got now.
Yeah, I just think the TV title, like I said, as much as I'd like to see an undercard title, WWE, you have to take this into account. They can barely book what they have already, so they really just need to concentrate on those 2 belts and treat them as mid-card belts and just leave it at that. Really. Do you see Undertaker facing Kevin Nash? No. Why would they face off?
Kevin Nash, they realised that it won't work and he was just better off going off doing his own thing, like working at McDonald's or somewhere.
or backstage.
Or backstage, that's
imagine if Kevin Nash serves you like click nuggets or something.
Do you want fries with that?
Oh man, imagine if we got served by Kevin Nash. Do you want fries with that? Yeah, that'd be funny. I'll put you through a table. Will Ric Flair retire from TNA and go to WWE Hall of Fame? Now, there is news going around that apparently Ric Flair was quite emotional about the 4 Horsemen in the Hall of Fame, but he is contracted to TNA, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did reach an agreement where he could go to the Hall of Fame and go back to TNA, but I don't see him leaving TNA to go back to WWE. I'm not sure what WWE would really want him to do unless it's a backstage role or something.
Well, I think he's doing a lot. Yes, he said that the whole retiring, leaving wrestling, and went to TNA. Yeah, Flair. But I think in TNA, he's not doing bad. He's got something going for him in TNA, so I think he should be concentrating on that now.
When do you think Carlito will return? Never. Although, to be honest with you, Epico and Primo could do with like a sort of, especially if they're going to make it into a faction, which they're not anymore, but bringing a Carlito would make that tag team a bit more stable, but they're not going to bring it back, are they?
Well, we've got Epico, Primo, and Epico. Yeah, the thing is, they could do with splitting 2 different tag teams up there, but I don't think it's going to happen.
How would you book Chavo Guerrero in TNA? Probably as an X Division heel, especially with his size and the way he works matches. You could see him as like a bit of contrast in the X Division, I guess.
Well, with a big name like that, I think it would be good for him to go on to do something else and have be a big name in another product, yes.
00 Loopy Poke 600. I hope I pronounced that name right. Asked us a couple of questions. What are your thoughts on Jeff Hardy returning to WWE as a heel or a face, and what kind of storyline would he be in? I'm just guessing that's a hypothetical question. Would we want to return him to WWE? He's doing well in TNA.
Even though he said, I'm going to come back, there's not much you've seen of me, I think his career is going to progress and he's going to do wonders now. He's back in TNA after the stuff he went through. So I think, as much as WWE could use him again, I think he will stay in TNA.
Yeah, but if he was going to come back to WWE, hypothetically, I'd definitely make him a face, and I'd definitely play off his history, like the fact that he had drug problems with WWE, went to TNA, and now he's with like the bigger company, and he's working his way back up the ladder again. They could work some of that, but he'll stay in TNA. So, what do you think WWE will do with my favorite wrestler, Drew McIntyre? But the way they're going right now. The way we've done this, when we recorded this Q&A, they'll probably fire him. But I wouldn't be surprised with the way they're concentrating on the storyline if they did actually make him go somewhere after the Royal Rumble.
Drew McIntyre, when he came onto SmackDown, had that thing with Theodore Long, I could possibly see, right, this guy is getting involved, he's doing the right thing, he could be a main eventer. And I'm thinking if the WWE actually give him wins now, he's going to get the push, and they're going to probably start slowly building him up back towards that direction. But again, it just depends if the WWE want to keep him or not.
Which one of the following former WWE stars would you want to see back in the company? A-Train, Hurricane and Rosie, Stevie Richards, or the Mexicals? I'd love Hurricane and Rosie to be back in the company again, just as a bit of entertainment.
They did bring a lot of entertainment. Like, again, A-Train was a big guy, but he weren't really working. No. Hurricane and Rosie, again, 2 wrestlers coming back. Why not another tag team? Steven Richards, yes, he had different
managerial roles.
Yeah, so it would be interesting to bring him back. Mexico's another tag team, but Hurricane and Rosie bring entertainment, which the WWE are using now. All
right, thank you for the questions. Let's move on swiftly to the next one from Spaz Phoenix. Spaz Phoenix here on YouTube. Would it make sense for Vince McMahon to let ROH and TNA present one match, each of their own product on the Mania card? You really think with Vince McMahon's ego, the way he did the Invasion storyline angle, that he would let TNA and ROH have a match at WrestleMania, one of his biggest pay-per-views of the year? I don't think so, brother.
I can see what he's saying, because it will give the other products a big push, because they've had a big name at a big event in WWE, but I don't think Vince would want to give... Because he hates competition, he hates it. That's what happened to the other past products. So I think with this, he would want to stick to WWE and keep going at that.
And there's just no incentive for him unless they give him like massive amounts of cash, but ROH just can't unless they give him talent or something. I don't know. I don't think it would work. How about Henry showing Kane freeway at WrestleMania? The Three Monsters would be interesting, wouldn't it? The big man match.
It would be, because we've seen in the past they've had big guys against big guys before, but having a triple threat, a big match like that, it'll give them something to do at Mania. But I think maybe they could add another big guy like a legend or something to make the match even bigger and add more meaning. But there we go.
Kevin Nash. Just putting it out there. Jasper 5411. With TNA's new Raka King promotion in India, do you think TNA will have a developmental territory / wrestling promotion in the UK? Probably not. I don't think they expanded to the UK to the point where they could probably have a developmental system in the UK.
No, again, if they did stuff in the UK, yes, it would branch things here. Things will keep going here. People show more interest, but no.
What do you think of the TNA development in India? We haven't seen too much of it yet. From what I've seen, I saw a clip the other day of Scott Steiner attacking Indian fans, and I was like, what the fuck is going on here? But they have put a lot of their talent over there. Wouldn't be bad to watch if we can get it, but I'm not sure if we can. But it does look somewhat interesting.
Again, they're selling kind of biggish names over there, so it's making the Indian promotion so more interesting. But it'll be interesting to see, maybe.
Yeah, it would be good if they actually had some Indian talent to sort of showcase and be the forefront of it, but they don't really have it at TNA, so at least they're trying to get their product out there in a foreign market, which I can only say is a good thing.
Yeah, same.
The Paguna supports Arsenal, you can tell by the name. For me, tag team wrestling has been very poor for the last 15 years, maybe more. Is there any way back with tag team or in WWE, or is the tag team just dead? Well, 10, 11 years ago, we were having the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian in tables and ladders and chairs matches, so maybe the last 5 years, or maybe the last 2 or 3 years, I would say yes. But in WWE, the way Vince McMahon has always worked for the last, 5 years or so, he's always been very focused on singles wrestling. He's never been a massive fan of tag team wrestling, even though it works and it creates stars, as we've seen from the Rockers with Shawn Michaels, the Hart Foundation with Bret Hart. But the tag team division does seem quite dead at the moment because they're not really putting any effort behind it or showing that they're going to be putting any effort behind it.
The thing I want to say about the tag team division is that they broke up tag teams, and then look what happened to them. They had a mini feud, and that ended them, which was disappointing. So they're taking bad risks with tag teams. And the other thing is they have a roster they're not using. They are slowly making appearances back on TV in some sort of capacity. Maybe pairing up tag teams that are wrestlers that are not being used.
Santino and Yoshi.
Well, yeah, and so pairing up tag teams or wrestlers that are not doing anything would help. But I'm not sure if the WWE would want to start randomly putting people together.
Yeah, like TNA did with their wildcard tournament. Wow. Who would you like to see face Taker at WrestleMania 28? Based on history, I'd like to see Barrett. Just because of the way they did that storyline and then they went straight to Undertaker and Triple H. They never really finished that, did they, thing with the whole Nexus thing of Bragging Rights burying Taker alive. So why not do Undertaker and Barrett again? Taker says he wants to work with Barrett. I would like to see it.
Barrett would be the biggest choice because, again, it will benefit Barrett, and that's what we need to start using Taker for, benefiting other wrestlers now. But like I said in the past, you've got Triple H, long-term wrestlers together, and there's been Kane, which, again, it wouldn't benefit them as much as Barrett, but, again, they're possible wrestlers that have meaning and history behind them.
Yep. Would you ever like to see a WWE champion versus a World Heavyweight so there'll be one champion? So basically, a title unification. Well, in my opinion, if they're going to keep the Raw and SmackDown brands touring separately, the reason why they do that is so they can have one champ there and one champ there. And to be honest with you, if they were going to, the only way they could really do that is if they were going to merge the brands together and tour everyone at the same time. So, in my opinion, I would like to see it. It wouldn't be a bad idea. It would make the title mean a bit more, but they can't do it because of the way they're touring each brand separately around the US.
Having one big champion would be interesting because it would be a great possible WrestleMania match, champ versus champ, and combine it to one. But then when it comes to that, yes, it'd be a big roster match, but it's just not really going to work when, as Dan said, they're going to have tours from Raw going there, tours SmackDown going there. It just wouldn't work, but it would be interesting to see.
Remember the Undisputed Championship when Jericho beat Rock and Austin in the same night? That was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Should have had that at WrestleMania, in my opinion, but there we go. Sneak to attack. Do you think Beth should be booked like China and face male wrestlers or compete for the US IC champions? They need her in the Divas division, so she should stay in the Divas division. She's probably the best thing they've got.
Again, she's still young, and I think having her as probably a manager role or going against males would be something to happen maybe much later or maybe not at all. But at the minute, she's needed in the Divas division.
Favourite non-main eventer of all time, NJ?
Oh, that would be none other than Ballin' MVP.
For me, I'm going to go a bit old school here. I'm going to say two wrestlers. One got non-main event for me, and this is mainly due to the fact he had a lot of injuries, was Mr. Perfect. He deserved a main event slot but never got it. Another guy that deserved a main event slot, and I'm not really sure why he never got it, was Owen Hart. Those are two people that my favourite non-main eventers of all time.
Well, my second choice, which I think he really does deserve it, is Triple H. You know, Triple H would really benefit from being the main event. He would definitely do wonders.
Fuck you. Have you ever quit watching wrestling, and why? You haven't, have you?
No, not at all.
Well, the only reason I quit wrestling is because I had a lot of other shit going on in my life, like schoolwork and stuff. So I didn't exactly quit wrestling. It's just that I couldn't watch it anymore to the point where I could watch it every week. So that was the only time I really... That was kind of like 2004 onwards to 2010 probably. But, you know, I'm into it full time now. So there you go.
Back to wrestling. Yeah.
Do you have an idea of a gimmick that hasn't been featured before? Oh, we've got one here.
You know, the Men in Black or gangster kind of people come and go, yeah, come on, stand back.
You think you'd be a gangster?
Hardman Terminator. Yeah, but anyway, we were thinking something along those lines, yeah.
Okay, we'll move on from that one. I always thought that it would be fun if one wrestler finisher would always be the opponent's finishing moves. What is your thought? So, like, giving a Santino like someone else's finisher to end the match at each time.
Well, to be honest, you're thinking a bit of Eugene there. I bet Eugene.
Oh, Eugene did everyone's finisher.
Yes, so there's an example. But I don't really like that, so I think we should just keep it with people doing their own finishes.
Yeah. Next questions come from Cyber Aries. The last questions we're going to do here. Do you think Austin Aries will eventually carry the World title in TNA?
He's got the look about him. I'm thinking maybe not just yet, because he needs to bring the X Division to have importance and his career to have importance. It's not just yet, but eventually it gets seeable.
There is so much more potential with Austin Aries in that X Division. You know, you could have some really big matches with him, really make him the forefront of that X Division, and then when it gets to the point where you just can't make him any higher, then you put him out the X Division. Because I've seen his work in ROH. He does have a look, like you said. I would love to see him in the main event scene in TNA, just not yet because they need to build him up properly first. When do you think the Motor City Machine Guns should... When do you think Motor City Machine Guns should break up to pursue singles careers? Well, in my opinion, these two are very small guys. They're probably not going to go further than the X Division, so I would keep them, either make them big players in the X Division or more preferably keep them in TNA's dwindling tag team division because they are the best tag team they have.
I think keeping them in tag team division will definitely keep a tag team going. Yeah. So they're not like saying, oh, we've got no tag teams left because they'll still have a big name like that.
Yeah, and just to me, they can't ever really be in the main event scene because of their size. You know, they need to be a certain size to be in that main event scene. So the furthest they could go is maybe X Division TV title. You may as well use them in that tag team division where they're very, very needed at the moment.
Oh, when Dan says size, he means my size.
Yeah, you're pretty small, aren't you? I'm pretty big. But there we go. They saw that in the Christmas video, didn't they, NJ? When I was... No, I wasn't Santa. That was someone else. But anyway, we'll end the Q&A there on that note. Keep getting your questions into us, guys. Also get your thoughts and comments and opinions on the questions we've answered down in that comment section below. We want to keep answering your questions here at the British Fist Q&A series. Terminator, time for you to do your bit now.
Okay, people, thank you for tuning in for the Q&A. This has been a good question. We've had loads of questions from you guys. Keep sending them in. And people, what I can say now is, thank you very much. And until next time, from Mr. Parkin and me and Jay, goodbye.